Well, Marvel has made things official with the Fantastic Four upcoming in 2025 with a new logo, cast announcement, and concept art for everyone, including you and I, to look and observe and to overanalyze. There's so much to discuss and there's so much to break down when it comes to this announcement, not just because of the timing of the announcement, because it's, well, Valentine's Day, because of the setting of the film we're going to be talking about and breaking down. Originally, Jon Watts was set to direct the film, but I guess he had some conflict with Marvel Studios with either creative positioning or with scheduling conflict. So Matt Shakman will be the man and helm to direct this movie. Previously known for his work in WandaVision, Matt Shakman steps into quite a daunting task of outdoing and redoing Fantastic Four for the modern day audience, especially with different variations in the past that kind of let us down in the past couple of years. I would even say probably at this point, it's been over a decade, maybe two now. You have a good cast that's joining him this time around, and Kevin Feige is the one that's going to be producing this entire project. We have Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic, aka Reed Richards. So a different and variation change up from the ones that we've seen in the comic books and even ones in past time. Of course, Pedro Pascal is of Hispanic origin and Latino origin. There's going to be some conflict there and controversy there just because people are going to feel conflicted about the character. But honestly, me as an Hispanic, it doesn't bother me. We'll just see how the movie overall works. I, however, have huge faith in Pedro Pascal's ability to really play a believable Reed Richards. Many people were thinking John Krasinski was in the running, even Matt Smith, and at one point Ryan Gosling. But Pedro Pascal is the man in charge, and we're going to have to wait until 2025 to see how he does. Obviously known well in his work of Game of Thrones, The Mandalorian, The Last of Us. I mean, he's done so much good roles on television. Movies, it's been hit and miss here and there, but he might have just waited for the right franchise to step forward. And now he's going to be stepping into Marvel Studios as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. Up next is Sue Storm, officially played by Vanessa Kirby, who is well known for her work in Mission Impossible, the Fast and Furious movies, and the series The Crown, just to name a few. She's obviously been in a lot of other franchises and movies in the past couple of years. So Marvel Studios will be the biggest one that she's going to be stepping into. The Invisible Woman is one of the most powerful characters within Marvel Comics. She has invisibility, impenetrability, and all the sort of abilities that you just can't fit into one movie altogether. I very much look forward to seeing what Vanessa Kirby brings to the movie and to the role. And she has her own conflict within her own family in Sue Storm. What am I talking about? I'm of course talking about Johnny Storm, aka Human Torch. I think it's going to be quite interesting and quite the bickering dynamic. The Sue Storm role was another one that was originally all up in the air and almost to the last second. Originally, Margot Robbie was set to be the favorite and nearly casted in the role, but those talks fell through. Once the contacts stopped making phone calls towards each other, Vanessa Kirby was the one that was in Marvel Studios' focus, and I think that she's going to play the role to a royal T. Up next is her brother in the movie, is the Human Torch, aka Johnny Storm, played by Joseph Quinn, known for his work in Stranger Things as Eddie Munson, a huge fan favorite to many within that fandom. He will be playing Johnny Storm, previously played by Chris Evans and Michael B. Jordan. It's almost like a good curse to play a bad Fantastic Four movie if you're playing Johnny Storm or the Human Torch, to be quite honest, because Michael B. Jordan got to play one of Marvel Cinematic Universe's coolest villains in Killmonger, while Chris Evans went on to play Captain America. I don't know, I think those things will play out pretty well for Joseph Quinn either way. But the interesting thing about this film is that it's going to be set in the 60s, so it's going to be a nice change up from the modern day MCU that we've gotten over the last couple of years, and even the Fox universe within the last couple of decades. Johnny Storm is a flamboyant but very rebellious hothead that really likes things to go in his way. I think this casting is a fantastic choice just because of Quinn's character in Stranger Things of playing that very rebellious, my way or the highway type of character, but internally having that good heart. His addition to this cast is going to be a really good one overall. And to top the last of the four is the most physically demeaning, but I would also say the toughest one within the family, and that would be the character of Ben Grimm. I've made my own predictions in the past, and we've also gotten other favorites such as Seth Rogen, But Ebon MOSS-BACHRACH is tasked to play Ben Grimm, aka the Thing, within the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward. I think this choice was an absolutely great choice, not just because of its fit, but because of its timing with the Bear winning all those Emmys and winning all of the Golden Globes as well. And Ebon did such a phenomenal role within that show because his role in that show also kind of mirrors a little bit of Ben Grimm within the Fantastic Four. First of all, if you haven't seen The Bear, I would recommend that totally right now because the third season is coming up in summer and it's going to be fantastic to see how the show kind of finishes off the third season. Usually that's that crucial point where shows decide where they want to go forward, but I think that this show might end after season 3. So this might be the last time you might see Ebon on that show. So go check it out. It's got great characters and amazing development within the cast overall. And Ebon's character is very much like Ben Grimm to where he has this outer shell of being a very tough guy. But once you get to know him, he's really good and down to earth. It's going to be very cool to see how all these Fantastic Four characters come on the screen together. And we don't have to wait that long to get a good concept picture of them together officially, at least for Marvel Studios on their social media page. We saw a concept poster revealing not just the characters within maybe their final suits that we might see in the movies, but the first official logo of the film. And it very much tells you exactly the direction where Marvel Studios is going. MCU fans have been hoping for a different direction and something refreshing ever since the conclusion of Endgame. Director Matt Shakman has a tough task, but has gotten off to the right foot already within the MCU. Hey there movie lovers, this is Joel from Real Talk Movies. I would just want to go ahead and say thank you again for watching this video, and I'd appreciate if you give this video a like, leave a comment down below, and just let me know what you think about the video overall. Give me some feedback into what I can do better to improve the quality of my videos overall. I would very much appreciate it, and also subscribe so you don't miss any future videos coming up. Now, let's get back to the video. I think it's a great throwback, and I also think it's a good callback for Matt Shakman, the director, because he also directed and helmed over the show of WANDAVISION, and that had a lot of callbacks to these crazy 60s and classic TV elements. And it's going to be very different from other MCU projects we've seen in the past, both in setting and probably tonally. I'm a huge fan of the WandaVision aesthetic and the setting that they did for that show. I think that it's going to be interesting to see how you can explain their place within the MCU. And during all this conflict that was happening from World War II all the way to the Cold War era, and the Winter Soldier appearing within all places, and the uprising of S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything else has been going on within the MCU. Where have they been? But what do you guys think of the poster? I think that the movie set in the 60s is a great choice. You could tell that it's going to be set in the 60s because you see a Lyndon B. Johnson poster within a magazine that Ben Grimm is holding. So you know that it's going to be at least set within that time period. Let me know what you guys think about the logo, about the casting choice within the movie. Do you trust the direction of Matt Shakman and also Kevin Feige with this one? But we can at least say the last two reboots within the Fantastic Four franchise weren't great, but this time it's different altogether. So let's hope for the best. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Hey, you made it all the way to the end of this video. I appreciate it again. If you would hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that sub button if you haven't already as well. Oh, you got 2 videos coming up right here, so click away and I very much appreciate it.